Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Man, I'm just excited for another day, another week in the penalty box. I'm excited to talk to Jennifer Hooper today, a life coach. We could all use a life coach, right?
No kidding. No
I
kidding.
mean, especially in these unprecedented times. Like, I know we normally talk about shot on goal, but welcome to the penalty box, everyone. If you're watching, episode 4 is here today, and this is Tim Lord, and this is the penalty box, and that's our sponsor, Woodstock Inn Brewery, which Tim can tell everyone all about. But I just, as I started thinking about it, man, you see people post these things on Facebook or whatever about, hey, if you're struggling, my coffee pot's on, or come over, and I think there is something really to that, because we're living in some weird times right now with political climate and working from home, and just things are so different and bizarre. And Kellen, you are first.
You are first.
But I have to show this because I showed it earlier. But check out this card. Kellen makes these cards, and they are 3D. They're absolutely amazing. And
wow, great.
Wow, just absolutely insane. But
yeah, in this, and thank God, the election is over after tonight. Well, hopefully tonight.
Yeah.
For a couple of reasons. I swear, I got a stack of mail this big.
Yeah.
And let's save a tree.
Yeah, between the political stuff and Walgreens, we could probably save a lot of trees, and really, and that would be more trees for Jesse the Machine Green to carve into cool stuff, right?
That's right. Right. I hope Jesse's watching. He was he was a great.
Well, why don't you give a plug to our sponsor, Woodstock Inn Brewery? You know a lot about those guys.
Yeah, they're a client of ours up here in New England. If you're anywhere from Rhode Island up and down, they're a destination in the White Mountains. So, foliage is pretty much over, with snow almost, on the ground up there now. But skiing is great, and they're open, and they've got some specials for the holidays and Thanksgiving. They're doing a buffet, but they're serving you. So it's, even though during COVID, there's going to be a buffet, but they're going to serve it to you. So yeah, great place, great beer, great destination, and we appreciate them.
Awesome. And Robert Brooker is on. Robert is a new Megamind Pro member, which is pretty cool.
Well, congratulations, Robert. I think you're going to, I'm looking forward to meeting you. I'm also a Megamind Proer. Proer, is that even a word?
It's yes, you're a proer. So are you ready to do some shots on goal?
Why don't you go first this week?
I think I went first last week, didn't I, or did you?
I think I did.
Okay, well, I'll go first. So kind of, I don't know if you saw this yesterday or the day before. Terry Bradshaw was all over Facebook. This video is getting shared. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
So he's in Texas somewhere, and he parks next to this guy to walk into a store to pick something up. And I guess he comes out, and the guy he's parked next to, his car won't start. And so Terry Bradshaw says, hey, pop your hood. And he happens to have jumper cables. And he gets the jumper cables, and he plugs them in. Tim Golf keeps them in the tree.
Thanks, Al Brown.
Yeah. So he plugs in, to his battery, and he plugs into this guy's battery, and he says, hey, get in your car and start it. So the guy gets in, and Terry Bradshaw goes, touchdown, right? And they unplug, and I guess the kid or the young man whose car he started goes into the store and comes back and has no idea it was Terry Bradshaw until someone tells him that was Terry Bradshaw. And so here's the one extreme to the other. How cool of a guy like Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah.
Amazing. You hope every celebrity would do that. But here's the other side, and the weird side of that to me is that we live in this society where we think it's a big deal that this dude helped a dude.
Right.
It's such a weird thing to think about, that we were just so excited, and people were just so excited that Terry Bradshaw helped a guy. Tom Brady being Tom Brady last night.
Didn't even watch it. Kara,
don't care. Don't care. Wes, can you kick Kara out of here? Just kick her out of here.
Spoken like a true state that has no professional teams.
Yes, correct. But the Terry Bradshaw thing was cool, and it was cool to see him. He wasn't looking for anything press. He wasn't. The guy needed help. So he jump started, and you literally see the video. He goes, touchdown. You hear Terry Bradshaw yell touchdown, which is awesome. But like I said, then just the odd part is we want to celebrate the fact that this guy helped this guy. Like,
right.
They're not celebrities aren't any better than anybody else. And you know what? He should have helped him, and I'm glad he did.
A million times, I'm exaggerating. Let's say a couple thousand times a day yesterday across the country, someone did something nice for someone and it went unnoticed. Yep. And it's nice for a celebrity, shout out to Rich Villar. I do care. Shout out to Rich Villar that a ex-Steeler did something besides going to prison. But boom.
And thank you.
You're welcome. All right.
All right. So that's funny. That's funny. All right. What else you got? What's your shot?
Right. So my shot on goal is a business shot on goal, a marketing shot on goal. We as marketers for ourselves or marketing for our clients, in my case, one of the tools we use is email, right? And so email is tough to get in people's inbox. Now, I've known you for months and months and months, and your stuff still comes to my spam box, which So, for touchdown, right? For every company, they have firewalls. Getting your message across to customers is the hardest thing to do, especially email marketing. And don't even get me started on Outlook. But I have this email that I get every morning from this web site called The Hustle. I don't know if do you get it? All right.
No, I know what you're talking about though. Yeah.
Right. So some great content, about that. And today, I printed this one out because I had a shot on goal, but this one was even better.
Nice.
So, we can't, as marketers, get our stuff in front of our clients. But if you're selling a little blue pill, or if you're some Nigerian prince that has an inheritance,
not that either one of you need that.
No. This has a Nigerian prince has an inheritance for you. Those seem to get in my inbox, no problem. But there's this company out there now called. It's called MSCFH, right there. They are, and I love it. It says mischief. You can spam them back. So it will fill with one click. It will send the sender of the junk email that you're getting, thousands of junk emails from all over, filling up their inbox. So it says at the bottom, use this responsibly. But I think it's cool that in these days of marketing, that even people that are trying to help us out by spamming the spammers is what it's called. And I think it's very ingenious. So that's my
amazing.
What's that?
That's amazing.
Yeah. So
now, along those lines, I don't know if you have, but over the last couple of days, I've gotten a lot of random texts. Hey, make sure you get out and vote for blah, blah, blah today. And I'm like, how in the world did I get signed up for this?
Right. Well, what happened was you got an Apple credit card or Citibank credit card, and in the fine print, it says we are going to market and our affiliates are going to market to you. And that's what happened. I just recently got a couple of new cards, and boy, my inbox is filling up. But I love the tools out there. Spam the spammers. That's my shot on goal.
That is amazing. I love that. And you know who I would not spam? Terry Bradshaw.
But I would spam corporate headquarters of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's totally fair game. By the way, before we bring Jennifer on, just to talk about Terry Bradshaw for a minute, as I'm just kind of randomly thinking about it, 4 Super Bowls, a guy that's not considered probably a top 10 quarterback all time.
No.
But we judge quarterbacks, 2 positions. We judge quarterbacks and we judge baseball pitchers on wins and losses. And that guy won a lot of football games, and he had a lot of talent around him too in a different era. And but, I don't know how you don't make that guy a top 10 quarterback.
Well, he was in the era where the running and the ground and pound was really, now was it Eric Coryell and Dan Fouts changed everything.
Well, you say that, but then his wide receiver Lynn Swann is in the Hall of Fame,
right?
His other who's on the other side, because I think they're
Stalwart.
Yeah.
Stop talking about
Stalwart played for the Patriots. Who are we talking about here?
Stalwart. Wasn't there a Stalwart? I don't know. Let's just stop talking about Pittsburgh.
Yes, but they're both. Yes, let's do that. But they are. I think both wideouts were in the Hall of Fame, and
I'm sure they are.
Let's get our guest in here. I'll let you introduce her, and we'll start here with the hard hitting questions. Whoa, she's in the penalty box basement.
I am. I was really planning on that virtual background, guys.
That's all right. You look great.
Well, everyone meet Jennifer Hooper. Jennifer and I have known each other, I don't know, 5 or 6 years now. She, at the time we met, she was a copywriter, copy editor for a IT company that we did some work with. But that wasn't her real passion. Her real passion is helping people. And she lived up in the Bangor, Maine area where she, started her own business, entrepreneurial spirit. And she helps women, in business and in personal lives, and help them get the best out of their lives. So, Jennifer, I'd like to welcome you. Good to see your face. I follow you and your husband on all social medias, including your YouTube channel. And I'll let you do a little bit more of a deep dive introduction if you'd like.
Okay, sure. First of all, thanks for having me. This is great. And I love being the first female guest. So thumbs up for that.
Yeah.
I'm a life coach for women. I basically have clients who are just sick of where they're at. They're sick of following of the rules and not enjoying the lives that they really want to be living. And so I really help them create a vision of what they want and then close the gap between where they are and where they're going. I'm also a speaker and I'm an author. I mean, Tim mentioned that I was a copywriter. I've always been a writer. I've been a blogger, and now I'm writing my first book, which my manuscript should be done at the end of this month. So I'm super excited about that. I'm writing a memoir called Enough.
And that's
it'll be published next year.
Your life?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's exciting.
I was going to ask you a question. You and your husband recently celebrated your date anniversary.
We did.
And is it true that you all went to Chili's for your first date?
No.
Oh, I thought I read that.
Our first date. I don't know where that came from.
Where did you go? Where was your first date?
Uno's.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. So you like pizza?
We do like pizza. Yeah.
All right. Well, good. One of the other things I like to scour people's Facebook pages and look for stuff. And it looks like you road trip maybe back in 2018 from Bangor all the way to Phoenix.
Wow, you did do some research before I just took down almost all of my Facebook content this week.
Did you? Well, yeah. I caught some of it.
We sure did.
Was there anything on that trip that you were like, wow, this was really cool, or we didn't expect to see that? Because that kind of stuff always intrigues me.
Yeah, that was alone. That was before I even met my husband. And it was actually right after I quit the IT job that Tim referenced. I didn't know what to do with my life. My daughter was going to India and I was really sad. So I thought, I'm going to have my own adventure. So I dropped her off at the airport at JFK and I drove by myself from there all the way out to Arizona, and I camped along the way and stayed with some people that I knew. And that's when I rode out in complete silence. I didn't listen to music or podcasts or the radio or anything like that. And I'm like, what am I doing with my life?
Wow. That's cool, though. That takes a lot to do something like that, I'm pretty sure.
It was great. And, I'm reliving it now because that is part 3 of my book is talking about that trip because it really was life-changing for me.
I could see Tim and I getting in the car and saying, "All right, we're driving from here to Phoenix, and we're just gonna be in thought." And 2 seconds later, I'd be like, "Well, let's put some sports talk on."
Yeah.
So because that wouldn't last very long.
Let's go get a beer somewhere.
But I met a man who loves to travel and loves to be as free as I do, and so we are now digital nomads. I sold my house in Maine. I sold all of my belongings, and we hatched this plan in January, I should say, before the pandemic, before, all of this social unrest. And so number one, it's going a lot slower than we expected. Oh, there's a picture of us in the back of our van. And and we're not really planning on doing the vast travel that we thought. Right now we're in Rhode Island and finishing the van build outs, and then we're planning on wintering in Florida, I think. But he's going by boat, I'm going by van. We're meeting down there. We are very complex, which is why we call ourselves the complex.
You're going to live in a van down by the river?
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much. Pretty much. So we've been putting improvements in. We bought the van empty. We added a roof fan. We've added a bed. We've added a quote kitchen. Just basically bathroom vanity that's going to have a sink in it and a propane tank for a burner. And we're on all social media channels. We're on Instagram, Facebook. We have a podcast. We're on YouTube. As of today, also on Twitter.
That's the complex couple, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
You got it.
I think Tim maybe had a question, but I'm going to jump in before he does.
Sure.
You were on and we were talking for a minute before the show went live, and in the life coaching space, the world is so just upside down right now, and people are so in their heads and they're not leaving their houses, and I gotta imagine something like what you do is probably needed now more than ever. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we all need a little bit of help in the best of times, but now if you're a parent and you're having to work at home and homeschool your kids, or you can't leave the house, obviously, because of the pandemic, because of small children, things like that. I think we all need a little bit extra support during those times. And it's really easy to get discouraged and really feeling down. I don't want to use the word depressed. I mean, there's being down and then there's clinical depression. Those are two different things. I don't really look at the latter, but I think we all need a little bit of help. I need help. I have coaches because we get stuck. We get stuck in our own head. We think we're never going to get out of where we are. It's going to be like this forever.
There's a Zig Ziglar back in the day. One of the things he talked about, I don't have the exact quote, but he had someone that said, I got kind of down and need to get motivated again. And so I'm going to start listening to you again. And he said, well, when you were doing really well and you were listening to me, why'd you ever stop? And
exactly.
it is kind of funny how we're that way. When things are good, we tend to back off of things that are working, and then we want to go back to it. And it's like, well, why'd you ever stop?
Right. Exactly.
Sorry, Tim. Hey, Wes, don't fire her out of here. Let's keep her in the penalty box for a few more minutes.
Oh, my God. I get another 5 minutes?
Tim, well, don't go that far, sister. You're pushing it. But
but the last time I got an extra 5 minutes. I watched that show.
Tim, I'm sorry. I cut in, but you had some questions.
No. This is all really good. Following Jennifer after she left her job and took that trip, and I hope that you had just said that you would purge your social media from a bunch of things. I hope you didn't purge your videos that you did during that trip, because I'll tell you, I watched you go from, all right, I don't know how to do this. This is the first time I've ever talked on camera. I'm all alone here in the desert, to the next thing you're on this trip and you're a star, and so I just hope you didn't delete those, because that was really showed your maturation.
You deleted them.
No, I downloaded my entire Facebook profile, all 11 years and 7 gigabytes, to my local hard drive, and then I started deleting everything. I don't want to delete my friends, but I deleted pictures and videos. I did.
What prompted you to do that?
2 documentaries, The Social Dilemma and The Greatest Hack, and just realizing how much influence and power Facebook has over all of us. I didn't want to have as many data points in their database. I mean, granted, they got backups too, but I'm just feeling a real strong urge to be less personal on Facebook and use it more for business, even though I will never give them a dime in advertising.
Right. See, I actually tend to take the other side of that. I've had a couple of friends that have passed away, one in the last month and a half, who on a scale of 1 to 10 social media wise was probably a 2 or a 3. And you know what? My theory is, if you remember your grandma's house, she had that photo album sitting on the coffee table. And social media is
right.
It's our photo album now. And God forbid if Tim passes away one day, and I hope he lives on forever, but if Tim passes away, I'm going to go to his Facebook and look for photos. And we had another friend who passed away from breast cancer, and she would take 8 months off and not be on Facebook. And she said at our house, I'm at our house, she said at our house one day about 4 or 5 months before she passed away, and said she regretted doing that because she had a 3-year-old son, that there were gaps in her life. There were no photos from events and things like that because we do everything on this, and we don't print pictures.
I agree that it does become a digital photo album and record of our lives. But after watching those documentaries, I now realize the impact that it has on our democratic system, on social unrest, on polarization. Yeah. And I think that is a huge social issue that we have globally.
Those are all issues that Tim is actually in favor of, by the way.
That's hurtful and partly true.
Hey, I know a life coach if you want to be a big sissy about it.
Right. All right. So for the last minute and a half, we've got hey Michelle. For the last minute and a half, I'd like to let Jennifer talk a little bit about her business and the kind of clients that she is looking to attract and where people can find her.
Yeah. Hey, thanks. I work with professional women who just aren't happy where they are anymore. And my website is JenniferHooperCoaching.com. And I love to connect with people over on LinkedIn. I love to speak in front of networking groups since we're not doing live events these days. Let's see. I really predominantly over and over seem to be helping women grow their self-trust muscle and their confidence. And that's something that I've become an expert at over the years, I guess. I've done a lot of unconventional things like drive across the country by myself, or sell my house and all of my belongings and go do something else. I let my kids kind of create their own path, and they haven't yet applied for college, and I think that's okay. I'm okay with that. And really, we're into breaking the rules. My oldest daughter, she's 22. Think about that. She just spent the last 6 months driving across the Southwest in her car, living out of her car in Utah, Colorado, Arizona.
Wow.
And, so I like working with women who are ready to take some bold steps in their life, do some.
Now, do they have to come for training in your basement there, or how does that work?
No, this is temporary. This is not my home. This is not my van. We are staying in Rhode Island at friends of ours. So they stuck us down in the basement.
Well, terrific.
Awesome.
Well, we're going to boot you out of the not out of the basement, but out of the penalty box for now, and we'll bring you back for the overtime session in a few minutes.
She's out of here.
All right.
That was interesting. That's some good stuff.
Yeah, she's I've got a couple questions that I know about her that I think you'll find interesting in the overtime session as well. So Eric,
there was a comment on here from Ray. Ray said that Michelle and Kellen need to have her on their show, and I totally agree with that. She's really interesting.
Oh, absolutely. We will absolutely make that happen. We will hook them both up. Jennifer is she's motivational, and I'll tell you, I wish she hadn't taken those videos down, because we're talking 5 or 6 years now ago, right. And just watching her do that journey on her own, I had no idea that she went across the country in silence. I couldn't do it. I can't do it. I've been alone in the studio since February, and I still talk to myself,
Right. Pretty cool. Yeah. You were going to ask me a question, or what? What were you going to say?
No, I was going to say, have you been out to vote? And
no, not yet. And I will shortly. I did take my daughter to school, which is where our polling place is. And there was no line. Of course, I think 4 years ago, I think they had 90 people vote at our precinct. So,
really?
We'll have no line say. Actually, no. Quite honestly, here it is right here. I actually did requested a ballot. I was going to do the mail-in ballot, and you know what? I couldn't do it. I didn't know what I wanted to do. Now I did consider in Oklahoma you can vote for Kanye.
Well, then there you go. You have your answer.
Yeah, I think I might vote for Kanye, but I will tell you, for us, tonight is a big pizza night, and we're actually going to get some pizza tonight and stay home and watch some election stuff and watch some of the greatest reality television the world's ever seen, probably, and who knows if it'll be decided tonight or tomorrow. But as I said yesterday, come to tonight, tomorrow, we're either going to vote in a new president or have the same president. And I just hope the country does not go ballistic and go crazy and have reasons to riot and loot and do stupid shit. I just hope people realize, you know what? You still got to get up and go to work tomorrow, and you control your own destiny by getting up. And as we talked to Jennifer about earlier about, showing up is a big part of the battle. And show up for work every day, show up for your family every day, and put one foot in front of the other and do what you need to do, and good things happen.
Well, I agree with you. This morning I was at the poll at 6:30. There was 300 or 400 people in front of me, and when I left, there was 700 or 800 in line. And I just thought to myself, and this is what Ray just alluded to in his message. What a great country, man! Mm-hmm. I don't care who you're voting for. Tomorrow, I'm going to put my pants on and my shoes on the same way. I'm going to come in. I'm going to kill it. And, just be motivated as I possibly can. And, it's just it's a benefit of living in such a great country that we can disagree on a lot of things, and hopefully tomorrow just go on about our business.
Well, I think the best part of that is you said you're actually wearing pants. We all know. You've been wearing shorts since COVID started. And nobody's in the office. So
Right. Well, that ended when it became 32 degrees.
Right. Well, we want to get Wes in here. Wes, you want to jump in with us? You got any comments today? Number one, and then number two, who do we have next week?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey, good, buddy.
Doing good. For some reason, my camera is out of focus, so I apologize for that. It'll come back to you in a second. This makes me look better. What I was going to tell you guys, and I'll bring on the guest for next week. I need to move in on this thing so it'll get me. It doesn't matter. At some point, it'll focus in. But I had a friend of mine that used to have a buddy of his that worked for somebody in Washington that was in a wheelchair permanently, and so he was his absolute, legs and took care of him as caregiver. And at a party, a very attractive lady come up to him and was telling him, it's so nice what you do for him, and it's just absolutely great, and I just thank you so very much for the things that you do. And she gave him a kiss and hugged him, and then walked away. And the guy walked up to him and he said, "Do you know who that was?" And he goes, "I have no idea. She was gorgeous." He goes, "Well, when you go home," he goes, "tell your dad that you got kissed and hugged by Raquel Welch." So I just thought that was a really cool story.
Whoa! It won't stop. Woo, that was weird. All right, so we got Brian Cristiano on next week. Brian is a big-time marketing guy in New York City, right?
Yep, he owns an agency called Bold Worldwide in downtown Manhattan. He has a YouTube channel and a series called Growing Bold. He has helped well-knowns like Alex Rodriguez and Jennifer Lopez market themselves. Yeah, he's sharp. He's a good guy.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, good stuff. We will see you next week. We're going to film the OT right now. And if you would like to hire Wes as a producer for your live show, Wes is the man, and he is very hireable.
Even though I don't know how to operate a camera.
Well, the good thing is you can hire him to be behind the scenes. He doesn't have to run your camera.
And by the way, I don't have story Tourette's. I told that story because of the Terry Bradshaw story.
Right.
Just so everybody knows. Okay.
I knew why you were telling it.
Okay.
Story Tourette's. I love it. Great show, guys.
All right. See you next week.
See ya.